it's an interesting place to be in. And you see some stuff that's you would find in Sweden, and you understand in Sweden, you understand it why it's in Germany, etc. But to be in a place where Africans are in power and cultural nationalism dominates among the mass, not the masses, but among organized forces. You know, you need cultural nationalism because white people have denied you access to your own culture. But in the Bahamas, Africans are in power. So who has denied us access to the culture? That would make the cultural expression a dominant expression. And what has happened that would divert the attention of African people from the revolutionary objective of taking power. So in here, and we see the same thing happen in Africa, black people go to power and the revolutionary mission gets lost because there's a black person in power. South Africa, I met people who were about revolution, overthrowing the government and stuff like that, until a black person went to power in South Africa, and what they're now trying to do is not take power, but get elected. And that's not the same thing. And so that's the kind of thing. So we have to really take on the work in the Bahamas. And we have to struggle to make that politic. And I agree with you, Alex, in terms of the error that you made. You remember who was saying who you should run as a party? Do you remember who was saying that? You don't remember? No, not me. Charo. Charo saying it, you know. Yeah, that was the voice, and she was right. And in the Bahamas, we're going to, one of the differences is that we can run as the party in the Bahamas. It's very difficult. We can go ahead and become a political party, and we can run even if we want to get 4 votes. Because people, you also have a thing like political inertia. You know what inertia is? It's a law of gravity, I'm told. You know, the tendency of things to move in the same direction, you know, that it's moving in. So people got habits. And so they're accustomed to seeing the other parties as legitimate, et cetera. So you run, they don't pay much attention to you, and they vote for the other parties and stuff like that for a while. And it takes a while sometimes for what you're saying to sink through in. And it also takes a while for people to say, because the masses have been tricked so long, so often, they don't think you're going to be there next year and the year after that. But the thing is, and they test us. And I've experienced that doing work right here. I worked for 3 years in this community. Nobody would come out, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's almost like the people had a meeting and said, okay, this guy going to be here. Let's go ahead and work with him. And that's the thing that would happen to us too. There's a certain kind of inertia that's out there often. And we're going to take that on in the Bahamas. And we got to find a way to get the spear to the Bahamas, because we don't have the best method for using it now. It's just some contact we got who can make it happen in a certain way. This is a problem, Comrade Alienza, we had to solve that problem. Come up with what mechanism, what methods we can use to get the spear to the Bahamas. It's too damn close for it to be so expensive and hard to do, right? And finally, in relationship to that, even though we start with a few people in Bahamas, and I agree, you need to get the office, but we need to move in a way that it's not you having to pay for it. The people have the right to participate in their own liberation. And our liberalism that somehow assumes the people ain't got nothing and therefore we can't do nothing, denies people a right to participate. And when they do it, they own it. They own it. And people won't even take it seriously if that's easy to get. You just open it up and then I can show up if I want to, but they own it. So they have to have a right to participate. And I wanted to say this final thing is that, you know, Louise is from Congo. And he's named a lot of people in this room. And Congo is seething now with revolutionary fervor. and no revolutionary direction. And Louise got to go back. And the party has to provide a platform and a capacity for him to go back in the Congo and to begin to do the organizational work to build a party in that place. The Congo has been called the heart of Africa because of where it is located. There's something like 9 borders, territories that the white man created that surround Congo. It is one of the wealthiest places in terms of natural resources on the planet Earth. And mayhem, since the murder of Patrice Lumumba, there has not been a legitimate government in Congo. There has not been anything that looks like a legitimate election in Congo. And the people are struggling without any clear direction, but they have so much energy and so much struggling is happening there. We got to help Louise to get to Congo, to get our forces in the Congo, and to be able to establish a base in Congo that can facilitate the liberation of Congo and the continent of Africa itself. Remember, when Che Guevara went to Africa to initiate what he thought was going to be a continental-wide revolutionary war, he went to Congo. Understand? And so Che couldn't do it, but we can. We can. So I just wanted to make those observations, and I really, this is the most critical work we can do, because our future depends on what happens in Africa. It depends first on what happens here, because this monster will follow you no matter where you are, and it'll murder you, it'll kill you. It's slaughtering people in Africa, and we're here right now. So just going to Africa doesn't mean it's going to change stuff. It's just another target. We have work to do here for a number of reasons. One, we have work to do here because this is the enemy of African people all over the planet Earth. This is the headquarters of all the terror that's been waged against black people on the planet, not just in your neighborhood, not just the pig in your neighborhood who killed a friend of yours, but this sucker is killing Africans all around the world, and I think that's important. The other thing is this: we have a job to do because Africa has been deprived of all of its resources. Africa has produced all the wealth that you will see in Europe, in America, and the entire white world. It came from Africa, including us. I am tired of being here. I'm really tired of being here. I mean, I'm not telling you to be tired of being, stay here. Stay here. But my objective is to go home. My objective is to go home. But I ain't going empty-handed. You understand what I'm saying? And all the wealth that Africa and Africans have created for America and the white world belongs to Africa, and it's our responsibility to take it and to take it back home so that we can grow the kind of world that we need to do in our own motherland. Uhuru.
Well, thank you for Chairman intervention. That was great. I can't see everyone in the room, but if there is any question or any intervention, anyone else?
Uhuru, unfortunately, we don't have time for a question and answer. Uhuru.
No question?
We have to go into camera. Let's prepare. Okay, Louisa, can you close out though for us, please? Comrade.
Say it again.
Can you close out for us?
Let's see.
Close out though.
Let's see if there are questions.
All right.
Question, I think. Yeah, I know. So y'all just gonna have to get the white mouth. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Don't tell nobody. But I just think that the Africa question is a critical question, and I hogged all this time. I'm the guilty party. But if there's anything that someone wanted to raise or ask, I just think this is our future. The Africa work is the most important, but it's the weakest right now in terms of what it is that we're doing for it, you know, Uhuru.
Well,
So just briefly.
Uhuru, comrade Luizy.
well,
Uhuru, comrade Luizy.
Give K-Fin some mic.
yes, well, anything.
Uhuru, comrade. Listen, I read the report that Comrade Magda made after the trip to occupy the Zane, but it was not mentioned here. Can one of the two of you speak on that trip?
Yeah.
Uhuru.
The trip to South Africa, is that what your question asked?
Yes.
Yes, it was a great trip in the sense that our main goal was to build a party. We had contact for a while, and we wanted to go there to make sure we have those comrades organized inside the party. That was one goal. And the other goal was to win the comrades on the ground to organize professionally, effectively, chairman trip in occupied Azania. That was our second goal, basically. So the two main goals. So we achieved the first one, but the second goal to organize for the two chairman couldn't happen because we realized there were still serious weaknesses that would not have helped us, basically, to take the chairman there, as wanted. But to win those comrades to, greater unity, that's something we have done. If you see the work they've been doing since we left, you can see there is developments. We have the membership of the party, I think, has almost doubled. We have members in at least 3 different locations. And as the chairman said, the comrades definitely, they're excited, they're united, they want to take on the tasks of building a party throughout South Africa. So on that level, the work has been done. And now they're even selling spears now on a regular basis. We had struggles to get the spear sent there, the spear sold, to get accountability from the comrades. But now they are excited to get the spears, and they take the spears on the street. Just imagine in South Africa, where we have a significant African working class who is tired of seeing the ANC in power, who wants to see, push the way forward. And now we have comrades on the ground who can take on that work. And I think the future looks, I'll say, bright. We just have to do what is necessary to, enhance, to develop the capacity of these comrades on the ground, so that the whole African, the ASI basically can express itself fully in South Africa. So we can have a real revolutionary movement in that part of Africa. As most of you will know, South Africa is a strategic place. It's not just any place. It's a place with the largest working class in the African continent, and also with an industrial capacity when you compare to the rest of African countries. So any revolutionary struggle there will have the potential to lighten, the whole African continent. So just to be short, it was a good trip. It allows us basically to consolidate the party on the ground there. So it's the work that needs to be done after that. Now, basically, that is critical. Solving those problems, and also developing the real capacity of the comrades to build a national party inside South Africa.
Okay. Just for clarity, Louise, this is Yejiday. Just for clarity, how does, if an African is somewhere on the planet Earth and would like to join the ASI, what does that mean, and how do they do that? Uhuru?
If someone wants to join the party in South Africa or anywhere.
Anywhere, the African.
Anywhere.
Just an explanation about what the if explanation of what ASI is, and if somebody wants to join the ASI, right? What does that mean, and what's the process?
Yeah, you know, if you are in the US, you join the party. In the US, the party in the US is the ASI. So if you're in London, you know, you join the party here. The party here is the ASI. If you are in Sweden, you join at APSP there under Magnus' leadership. That's the ASI basically. The African Socialist International is the unity of all the African Socialist Party around the world. Because to join the ASI, basically you agree to the vision, to the discipline of being part of a single organization, but spread or organized in different fronts. So we have the U.S. front of the African Revolution, we have the Bahamas front of the African Revolution, but you joining the same revolution, the same revolutionary party. So if the email, for example, someone contacts the U.S., but the person is based in Tanzania, and information that has gone to Norm, to Gaza, to Gazi, then Gazi will send it to me here, and then we will be in touch with that person who is in Tanzania until we sort out the question of the coordinator of the membership in the East African region. And in the future, in that information, it will probably end up in the hands of someone who's in charge of basic membership, either in the region or in the country. And if the person definitely is in Europe, then that will go to Magda and we'll pass on to Fosia, and we'll be in contact with that person. So wherever you are, the information will go to the leadership that place, and the leadership in that location will send it to the membership coordinator. So wherever we are, there is always a possibility for you to be directed to a place where you can, begin to work in the party. If there is no one, let's say if someone is from Canada, then they will work under the leadership of the Gazi, because the United States and Canada, that will be called the North America front, basically, or region of the ASI. So in that case, you will be under the leadership of Gazi. And if it's in the Caribbean, that's the Caribbean region. So this also is at the moment under the leadership of Norm. But if you're in Bahamas, the information will go straight to Comrade Alex Morley, and hopefully in the Bahamas we're gonna have someone with us, the membership, and that person will be getting this on. So that's basically roughly how things are being operating.
Word.
Uhuru, I appreciate that answer, Comrade Luigi. I think what Comrade yesterday that's the good answer. But I think the thing that she was spearheading was around the website that she's been leading to recreate, which was the APSP.org, where anyone from anywhere can go on APSP.org, click join, and fill out a contact form, and you will be contacted by someone in your region or in your area or in your country, or someone that is over that region, area, or country in less than 24 hours. Uhuru.
So I want to use this moment just to pick up the Department for Action Prop for putting the website, making that available for Africans around the world to find at the party. Is working. It's a winning strategy. I just want to recognize that. It's good work.
I think Comrade Yejide is the one who spearheaded that, sort of did that. Wasn't that Comrade Yejide who did that? Yeah, I think it's, yeah. I think the point, the greater point here is that the party is an international organization. And because we got a single problem as a single people. And we don't have like a Bahamian problem and a Texas problem, and a Stockholm problem. We Africans are facing the same circumstances because of the same imperialist project. And we don't have a solution this is one of the reasons we've had struggles, and some of you have participated in the studies we've been doing on Sundays with the whole 5-state line, that somehow the new Africans, we're new Africans here. So what are they in Stockholm? And what are they in these other places, right? We're one African people, and our power and strength will derive from recognizing that. And that's what Garvey understood quite clearly. And the reason we talk about an ASI, because we need to give a structural, an organizational structure to the relationship that we have all over the world. And some of these places around the world, we talk about what might be a national party, for lack of a better term. That's the party in Germany, that's the party in France, that's the party in the United States, that's the party in all these different places. And it's important because we have to work within the political terrain of that particular country. But we've divided up the ASI territory into various regions where we are located. And so there's, you know, like a European region, there's Bahamas, the Caribbean, rather, there's Southern Africa and West Africa and North Africa, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a North American region that includes the United States, that includes Canada and Mexico. And the leaders of these regions have the responsibility of establishing and providing leadership for the party in all these different places. We're not Pan-Africanists in the sense that we say everybody's in Africa and therefore that's it. There's a dynamic relationship, organizational relationship. We believe that we have to have one party with one center, like Garvey had developed in the past. And anyway, that's, you know, further explanation about when you join the party. For example, a member of the African People's Socialist Party here, when you get off your cruise in the Bahamas, right, you sign in because you're in the party there too. Wherever you go, you are in the African People's Socialist Party. If you go to England, you sign in. And that's who you hook up with. You hook up with the party there. That's the same party. We're in the same party wherever we're located. And if there's a party organization, Australia, New Zealand, what have you, you sign in because we're part of the same party. That's why in the past, we've had situations where people who might be from Zimbabwe and they come and join the party, they just want to do, quote unquote, Zimbabwe work. No, you're in the party and you work as a party member wherever you're located based on the contradictions that we have faced in that location, and we're fighting for Africa on every front. This is the U.S. front of the African Revolution. This is not the American Revolution. This is the U.S. front of the African Revolution. Talking about the British or England, what do you call that place anymore? The UK front, not so united front. The not so United Kingdom front of the African Revolution. That's how it is that we function. That's how we have to begin to think about it. That's why we have like APSP and create these programs that Africans come together from various places and go and participate in solving problems for Africans, no matter where it is you're from. So that's touches upon the question of the structural thing and what you join. Is there somebody else before I get out of your way? Yeah. You can't do it from there, I don't think. Go ahead. Yeah.
You said that in the Bahamas, we could register at the party.
Yeah.
So obviously somewhere else, we can't register.
Many other places we can't do that. What the bourgeoisie or the neo-colonial minions all around the world have done is to do everything they can to make it difficult for the masses to challenge their hold on electoral power. Sierra Leone, for example, where we could try to register for the party, but in order to do that, you got to have an office in every region in Sierra Leone. You got to have a certain amount of money. I mean, they make it so complicated, and the petty bourgeoisie can do that. They can set up an office. They don't even have to be fancy. They can set up offices any place they want to. And of course, you know about how it works in this country, or if you don't, you should really get up on that. It's very difficult to function as a party. Plus, they would throw things at you in a country like this that they say that you can't have no all-black party and register as a legitimate entity, because anybody who joins it becomes a member of the party. All you got to do is go, when you get ready to vote, you go and register for the party you want to. So if all the white people register for your party, which is what I would do if I knew you had an all-black party, and register for your party, and then they run it. And so it's very difficult to function in that. But in the Bahamas, they can do that and let people register and join the party. Whoever joins it, they're part of the party. And then the central committee or the leadership of the party can still be the organization that runs the party, even though there's mass membership in it, right? That's a great thing. I wish that kind of thing were possible in many other places as well. So, comrades, Ghazi, you see the steely look in his gaze, right? And his demeanor firm, clenched-jawed. So I'm going to get out of the way, but I just felt like it was really important to address this Africa question more. And Comrade Luezi, Ghazi was asking if you wanted to close it out. Uhuru.
We are winning.
We are winning.
We are winning.
We are winning.
That's right. So I just want to thank the party for this splendid plenary. And I'm going to hand over to, who's the MC now? Ghazi. Yes, sir.
Uhuru, round of applause for our ASI work. Uhuru. Touch one. Touch one. Touch one. Uhuru. Yes, that's what it means to have a worldwide movement, to be African internationalist. Uhuru. So that was Comrade Luezi from the UK. Uhuru. So now we will be going to our, what do we call it? Karamu. So that's our festives. We gonna eat, y'all. So our feast. So yes, now it's time to eat, you guys. So remember what we said from yesterday. You know, don't spend $1 to white power, to the colony, towards gentrification. If you're hungry, let us feed you, okay? We got you, all right? And just so you know, because of gentrification, everything around here is expensive anyways, so you're probably gonna spend more out there anyway. So stay here, get your food. You can get your ticket with Comrade Janice, and then we're gonna line up to the back and come out this way. Also make sure all the pictures and videos that you have taken, when you post it, post hashtag APS Plenary 2017. APSP Plenary 2017, right? Hashtag APSP Plenary 2017 with the website apspuhuru.org. All right, comrades, remember, be back on, what time? 2:05, okay? We're militant, we're disciplined, we're gonna get right back here at 2:05. If you ain't back here at 2:05, you're gonna be criticized. Uhuru! behind registration, right over here, please go over and pay your donation or set up your plan today. Let's get those things done today. We know we have a lot of people that aren't going to be staying for the whole round, but just get it done now so you don't forget. We're going to have Karamu where you can get that done, okay? And we want everyone signed up before you leave the plenary. And I just wanted to say some names of people that still need to go and to that table. Lola, Benet, Omawali, Kafing, Litsa, Watson, Liu Kwarea, Kitty, and Muteba, Uhuru. And anyone who would like to contribute, who didn't get to contribute yesterday, please make sure to go to that table as well. All right, comrades? Uhuru? Uhuru? Israel too? Ooh, that food must have been heavy, y'all. I know, right? Y'all took a nap. All right, let's try it again. Israel too! Africa! Uhuru! Great, great, great. So let's get back to our political reports. And I would like to welcome Comrade Muhammadu Diajni. I'm always messing up his name. And Jain. Muhammadu Jain. And he is over intake membership in the National Office of Recruitment and Membership. Hand of applause for this comrade. Uhuru!
Uhuru! Uhuru! What's good, y'all? It's lovely to see y'all. I'm up here with the esteemed honor and pleasure of introducing my leadership, a comrade whom has brought me into the fold of the Revolutionary Party that we are here working for. The comrade who brought in hundreds of new members in the past year and a half, a comrade who I've had the pleasure of working with for the past 9.5 months, who has shown me the way of the party, how to critique and self-critique, how to combat liberalism within myself, how to identify liberalism, how to move forward in a revolutionary way. This comrade is here. You have all noticed his energy. You have all noticed his revolutionary energy. You have all noticed his ability to work the crowd. I'd like to get a big hand for Comrade Gazi Kotso!
I'm back. Uhuru. Thank you so much for that, Comrade Muhammadu. So I would like to introduce everyone to the office, the National Office of Recruitment and Membership, NORM. First, I would like to call Comrade Jasmine Uhuru, who is over promotions and economic development. She is from San Antonio, Texas. Lives in San Antonio, Texas, but she's from Africa. Uhuru? Yes, and this comrade is just enthusiasm, takes every task on with just glee and excitement and a great cadre stance and very uplifting. You've probably heard her voice calling you about dues. We'll have a section for that too. And she's just an amazing comrade that, you know, takes any task as something that she's going to do above and beyond. She is new to the NORM office. She's been here since late November. Yes, late November. So her New Year's resolution was to join the revolution. Uhuru, Comrade Jasmine. Amazing comrade. Then we have Bop from Flatbush, Brooklyn. Bonfire them. We have Comrade Ajani. Uhuru! Ajani Omawale. Yes. Over our membership coordinator, he's our membership coordinator, and he actually has such a high dedication for the party. This is a poor and working class comrade who, no matter what he had to face, made sure he got down here to join the revolution. He is the reason why nobody has an excuse. He stood in a line and donated his plasma just so he can get on a bus and come down here and join the party. Uhuru! Gave a piece of his body, okay? What have you done? Okay? So I knew when he had that dedication to sit in the line, stand in the line with so many Africans, he said, in Virginia to donate plasma just so he could come here and join the revolution because he knew that was the only way. Uhuru! That's what I want, okay? You got some people come here, they want you to take care of them. He said, where's the plasma line in St. Pete? Okay. I said, no, brother, we ain't got a plasma line. No plasma lines here, okay? We have a burning spear line. I'm gonna need you to get on that every morning, okay? All right. So we just really appreciate this comrade, and he's gonna be leading an important organization that he's gonna get into more. And you'll notice and learn more about these two comrades. And also, I would like to welcome Comrade Mahamadou Diagne, right? Diagne? So this comrade has been working with me the longest when Chairman first gave me the direction to build my office. And it was him and a lot of other people. And factionalism is a beast, okay? You gotta break it, you gotta cut it by the neck. So Norm used to be 6, then it became 2, but that's all right because we kept moving forward. Hooroo! Down with Pan-Africanism, hooroo! Has no space here. So Comrade Mahamadou is a full-time revolutionary and full-time student and joined the revolution. His petty bourgeois parents was very upset about that, cut off his resources, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna get these nice, soft, petty boo hands doing some lawn work. So that's what he does, so he can continue for the revolution, okay? Hooroo! Now he got calluses on those petty boo hands, and we appreciate that, hooroo. Comrade Mahamadou is over intake management, so when it comes to all of the comrades signing up online, sending in their emails, writing in letters, he's the one that puts them in a form and a process that moves easily through so we can get in contact with people from all over the world within 24 hours. And that's because of the work and dedication he has done. He has been a member of a lot of different student organizations, but has abandoned them all to join the party and build a student organization for the party. More on that later. Uhuru. Uhuru. Then we have Comrade Nico X. Uhuru! Uhuru! Nico, Uhuru. And I just want to say that this comrade here is such a powerful and dynamic force in my office. Everything and anything he has done, from dues to membership interviews. Let me tell you a story. So he had a membership interview, right? And it was with the older brother, and the older brother was like, how old are you, trying to give me an interview on coming into the party? And Nico was like, I'm 15. And he was like, oh, okay, well, how long you been in the party though? And Nico said, longer than you have. So then the brother was like, well, we'll see what you can tell me, because, I've been following the chairman, okay, for like 5 years. And Nico was like, okay. After they made it through the questionnaire and the application, the brother said, dang, I need to send my son down to St. Pete. Uhuru. And I just want to say that the camaraderie and salutes that Nico X receives, it's not based on his age. It really is not. He does such outstanding work. He could have been 55, 75, whatever, and he'd be getting this salute. He has a job, he has full-time school, he got a mama that got colonial ways, and he faces all of that and still comes to this Uhuru house every day. Uhuru! Uhuru. So I really appreciate him, and without him, this report would have been a lot different. It would have been a report of self-criticisms, okay? But it's gonna be a report of, successes and things that we've overturned due to these 4 comrades here, my Norm office. Uhuru! All right, so Norm has had the National Office of Recruitment and Membership, when I keep saying Norm, it's National Office of Recruitment and Membership, has had a really dynamic and powerful and profound year because the party has had that. This is an era where we have understood that if we do the work right now, unlike any other era, it's like shooting fish in a barrel or shooting pigs in a barrel. And, radio. But because the people are ready. The people want answers. The people want a future. African people want camaraderie. African people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. African people want to build something for their children. And every time the chairman goes out and speaks and there's a burning spear that is sold and someone makes a video on social media or any of those works that are being done, outreach is being done, you know, Norm is the one that catches them and makes sure they go through the process. But not only that, we grow in numbers, but like the chairman says, we have to grow in quality, not just quantity. Uhuru. So we are the Office of Recruitment and Membership. We understand that the party and all its projects must be successful for Norm to be successful. So we partake in and help build and lead a lot of different things. We assisted in the building of the Black community control of the mural, Uhuru, which is a fight that started 50 years ago, Chairman? 50 years ago by Chairman Amalia Shatella, who marched in to St. Pete City Hall and tore down a racist mural. I don't know how he did it to this day. The mural was as big from this wall to that wall, and he grabbed it and he tore it down, and the people just ignited and saw Black power and saw a fierce stance of African resistance and rebellion. And it's the reason why we are here today. It's the reason why we know about so many other revolutionary organizations like the Black Panther Party and so on and so on. So we hope that, you know, throughout the plenary, you'll learn more about the history of the mural and what it means towards the African liberation and, you know, the history of African revolution. Uhuru. We assisted in the building of the 3 Drowned Black Girls campaign, Uhuru, where we saw a fierce, soon-to-be comrade, Kunde, on TV, telling white power to stick it where the sun don't shine. Uhuru. And we built protests around it and press conferences around it, and now it's being led by our fierce and amazing comrade, Akile Nai, who's taking it beyond St. Pete, nationwide, worldwide. We led in building the Cadre Intensive 2016, which was a month-long Cadre Intensive. Next time we have it, I want to see all of y'all faces here. It is an amazing and dynamic project pushed forward by the chairman. The Cadre Intensive is so powerful and dynamic. Actually, the Republican Party copied it, and they have been pushing it out, and Chairman and I saw it on the newspaper, like, wow, they really taking attention. And they spent like $10 million for that, $10 million to build a Cadre Intensive for the Republican Party. How much money we spent for ours? Okay, how much was that? Like 10,000, maybe something like that, you know. But Africans, we take $1 and stretch it, so it's about right. Uhuru. And then we led an amazing stance for the gas station protest, the famous gas station protest, with Comrade Columbaye and myself and Timber going off. And that protest, that action was so dynamic. It got traction all over the world. We didn't understand that people in Europe were doing like not political education, but education over it, talking about it in their universities and having debates over it. We were just like, what? But anyway, so this was going on, and because of that, we gained the attention of a colonial media force called MTV. You might know who they are. They used to show music. But so MTV decided actually to come down, and they were following us for about 3-4 months, close to 5. We had to kick them out, it was too much. But and they followed us, and you know, we saw a few clips, you know, and it looks really good and dynamic, and that should be coming out in February. And it's about the Uhuru movement and them trying to understand, you know, why is this such a place where all these young Africans are trying to go? Because, you know, they're trying to connect to the masses or whatever to try to, you know, we understand that their goal is a lot different from our goal, right? Our goal is to have a revolution. Their goal is to get viewership. But they're understanding that African people, African young people, are on a different tip right now. And the stuff that they are showing is not catching the youth. It's not catching the young Africans, right? And MTV understands if you catch the young Africans, you're gonna catch all the other young people, because everybody follows us anyways. But so that's why they had to come. They had nowhere else to go but to the Uhuru movement to see why all these young Africans in the streets talking about revolution. Uhuru. We assisted in building the Black Girls Rap Wednesday, Uhuru. And so Black Girls Rap Wednesday happened when my comrade Liu came to me and told me that a friend and hers, you know, they were told by their resource officers, they're just pigs, I don't even know why they gave them that name, they're police officers that are on the grounds of Gibbs High School, that every day they do nothing but abuse and terrorize the children, and a neo-colonial force, an African woman with braids, in uniform, told them that they needed to take, oh, thank you, Mom. Thank you. Oh, me? You? Okay, thank you. That her and her friend needed to take off their African head wraps. And basically, you know, threatened them with a very violent stance. You know, the police officer had on a gun and mace and all those kinds of things. And they brought it to the Uhuru House, and we met around it. And I said, you know what, we've got to bring Anwo onto this. And we had a dynamic meeting with Comrade Yejide, who was just like, oh, I got something for they behinds, the radio station. So she, you know, really led and pushed this, and is now building, you know, forces on the Gibb campus. But the campaign has had worldwide success. I mean, from people from France contacted to interview Yejide and Liu, people from London, people from New York, even people from Africa. Yes, Africa media wanted to interview Yejide and Liu, and they were just so excited about it. And I think it meant a lot for the Africans to see, you know, Liu and Yejide saying we are African and we are colonized, and this is what we're going through here in the United States of America. So round of applause for those fierce Africans. And because of that, Gibbs High School has changed dramatically. The African teenagers are always wearing, you know, their African culture all the time as resistance. It has spilled over from outside of just Wednesday, but Wednesday is the most proficient day when they're wearing it. And the school had to respond with Cultural Mondays, where you can wear, your culture on a Monday, no matter what it is. So white people can come in with white cloth, you know, all that kind of stuff to show their culture. We pushed forward the renaming of 18th Avenue to Tyrone Lewis Ave, Uhuru, which has been such a dynamic and amazing campaign that has really reached out to the people, reached out to the local people, just like with the mural campaign, and has brought a lot of people, you know, into the Uhuru movement. And, you know, I never really understood the significance of, the true significance of the street sign until our political report, where Chairman was going down on how important, you know, claiming your turf is, you know, and claiming this is, you know, this is ours. We want, you know, self-determination. This is what it is, because a lot of the fights can get muddled and turned to other things when it's about, you know, they just shot an African in the street or stuff like that. But when it's strictly about land, then you got to talk about colonialism, right? Uhuru. Or white people come and talk about environmentalism, but that's another story. Uhuru. We also created the Time to Unite campaign, the online campaign to help the Impedum Convention raise resources and registration, Uhuru. And that again, me and my comrade Kulumbai, you know, she called me and she was like, we've got to get more registrations and things of that nature. So we went and came together with this campaign that I don't think we understood how big it was actually going to be. Kulumbai came out with a schedule of when everybody was going to make a video, and it just brought so many people to that Impedum Convention, Uhuru. Then we also had the Aquaba, y'all, the Oh My Gazi Morning Show, Uhuru. Which was great. It's a great tool, not just to put out the party and all those campaigns, but also Black Power 96.3, which we are live now, and the Oh My God's Morning Show will be on Black Power 96.3 very soon. Also assisted in multiple BIB conventions and rallies and marches, because we understand that Black is Back is a coalition that the party created, and that benefits us and benefits African people and the liberation of all Africans. Uhuru. BIB, y'all, BIB. And then lastly, we also assisted in leading for all of this, the 2017 Plenary. Uhuru. Okay, so now y'all probably saying, well, what did y'all do in y'all's office? Because you know, you're picking everybody else's business. So what we did in our office is we changed from meeting bi-weekly to meeting weekly, because the period just needed it. And I'm saying that to all of my comrades who may meet bi-weekly, tri-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, that We really have to go back, like Chairman said, to the books and start meeting weekly. This period begs for it, and things are changing all the time, and people are coming in all the time, and there's just no way to keep up with it when you are meeting with that huge of a space and that huge of a gap. You know, the era has totally changed, and we have to change as a party. We studied and went over and even edited our APSP recruitment manual. We regularly met with the comrades bi-weekly for the NTU, to go through the NTU manual that was put together by Deputy Chair's office, And from that, we built the NTU Brigade programs and NTU Nights. And NTU Nights is every other Wednesday. We have a NTU Night here where every party, every organization and institution gets to come up to the masses of the people in the community, tell what we do on a daily basis, right? We have tables lined up all around, and we say, you know, if you want to be a part of the gym, right over here. If you want to be part of the newspaper, right over here. If you want to be part of the radio station, right here. If you want to be a part of Impedum, right over here. If you want to be part of Annual, right over here. And just boom, 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 boom. So it gives the people time to not only get politically educated and understand what we do, it also connects them to what we do, connects the community to us, and gives them the opportunity to volunteer and become volunteers and soon to be members. And that has just been an amazing, amazing tool for not only membership, but it has been an amazing tool for every institution and every organization. And we will be pushing that even more vigorously this year. We had one in Huntsville. We're going to be having ones in New York, in St. Louis, in DC, in Houston, and so forth and so forth. And even in Stockholm, Sweden. Hooroo! So tightened up on our sponsorship program, where everyone who comes into the party has their 6-month sponsorship program. Their leadership is their sponsor, who meets with them twice a month, but is meeting with them regularly throughout doing the work, because we understand that the work is a large part of your political education. And we also push forward to make sure to go to the O'Malley Taught Me every Sunday at 8 a.m. Political educations, and that be a part of your political development and your sponsorship. And that has worked just tremendously. I wanted to take out this time to salute 3 comrades that have just done an amazing job of sponsorship this year. And you will see how much sponsorships assist you in your work and taking it seriously and dedicated. First, I would like to salute Comrade Kulumbayi, Uhuru. She sends me notes on every meeting she has with her sponsees. Any contradictions, any things that they're struggling with, all of those things, she lays out what they're about to do. She has their sponsees actually email her and myself and my office about what they actually learned during their meeting. And they have to say it in their own words and really process it and understand what African internationalism is. And I think that is just so dynamic and important to building cadre and building leaders in our party. So I just wanted to salute Comrade Kulumbayi for that. Uhuru. I wanted to salute Comrade Temba. Uhuru. Temba has started an amazing sponsorship program where, you know, he emails me as well to let me know when the meetings are happening, what came out of those meetings. He does a great group sponsorship with all of the people he's sponsoring, not only just the people he's sponsored, but he has pulled people that have been in the party, you know, a while, but had a loose sponsorship and says, oh no, you need some sponsoring and you need some sponsoring. And has just been really amazing with it, really disciplined and professional with it. And I can see the progress already. So I just want to salute Comrade Timber for that. Uhuru. Also, I want to salute Comrade Deputy Chair Ona Zane for her sponsorship. Uhuru. Her sponsorships are very rigorous, very detailed, color coordinated, and just going down the line. Like, it takes me 30 minutes just to go down, okay, what did she teach them that day? And, but you can just see the progress in the comrades. You can see the discipline in the comrades. And it is something that we are using as a basis to use and ship out to everyone as a template of how to do sponsorship and how to do group sponsorship, because it has just been so dynamic. And as you can see in her work, sponsorship matters. That's another one, Chairman. Sponsorship matters. Uhuru. So Okay, also, Norm is now over not just the United States of America, but also Canada and the Caribbean. So huru to that, and we are growing there as well. Montreal. Oh, Mexico. I forgot about Mexico. I'm so critical, it's hard to see Mexico with that new wall up there. And with the assistance of Comrade and Nico and Jasmine, we have overturned a lot of the contradiction, but not all of the contradiction of collecting dues and getting dues in a timely manner. Uhuru. With the assistance of Comrade Muhammadu, we've created a proficient and very fast intake process. Uhuru. We've made the application process more African-friendly with video and audios, political education to really have them understand who the party is and to break down our constitution. Uhuru. We've tightened communications with leadership in other regions, and now we are meeting weekly. I'm so excited about this. We're meeting weekly with Comrade Fasia, who is over membership of Europe and soon to be Africa as well. I'm so excited about that because that means we're going to be talking about membership on a worldwide basis every week. Just so excited. 2017 is our year. Uhuru. Most importantly, though, we have recruited leaders. We have recruited amazing comrades that have really pushed the work forward. And I just wanted to salute some comrades. If I don't name you, I'm sorry. I only have limited time. But I want to salute Comrade, and when I say your name, please stand up. I want to salute Comrade Akile Uhuru. Comrade Alienza Uhuru. She is over distribution of the burning spear. Comrade Muteba Uhuru. Administrative assistant to Chairman Amalia Shatella. Comrade Alikia Uhuru, who's over social media for Chairman Amalia Shatella. Uhuru. Comrade Kristen Uhuru. Yes, he also moved to St. Pete to join the revolution. Comrade Kwabena Uhuru, who is a leader in NPDUM and will be bringing amazing and great projects of economic development there. Yes. Comrade Kalonda Uhuru. They can't see you, they can't see you. They can't see you, girl. We can't see you. Yes, Uhuru. She wishes her hair was long as mine. There's growth, y'all. Shrinkage. Comrade Unique West, Uhuru! Uhuru! Leading economic development work in St. Louis and Ferguson. If you know anything about Ferguson, and I'm sure Klumbayi will go through it, but you know, they are economically trying to starve those areas and pull out businesses and everything. So making food deserts and all these kinds of things. And with his leadership and Deputy Chair's leadership, we will use that as an opportunity to build Black Star Industries. Uhuru. Comrade Ajani Uhuru. Comrade Jasmine. Comrade Bedoy, who could not make it because of the snowstorm, but Uhuru, she's over membership for the Southeast region. And also she works with ABDEP. Comrade Oteka, Uhuru! Woo! Comrade Oteka is a leader in NPDUM, Uhuru. And then a special salute to our youngest comrades, Uhuru, Comrade Liu Quayera. Stay up, stay up. Comrade Nico X, Uhuru. Yes, child soldiers, Uhuru. And then a comrade that we recruited, which I think, you know, deserves a special salute. I hope she's around here. I know she's buzzing around. Okay, she. Come on, comrade. our most dynamic recruit, Kunde. Comrade Kunde has just, to me, the power of the party, has shown to me a stance that we should all take every day. Comrade Kunde actually wasn't recruited. She fought herself into this party, okay? She heard on a whisper the cadre intensive. She said, I want to be part of that. I want to be in that. And Comrade Gaida was like, okay, we'll check on it. And, you know, she wasn't a party member yet, but we said, okay, we'll let her in. And from just the cadre intensive, she was leading us, y'all. All right, she was criticizing us, y'all. She was making self-criticisms. She was being submissive to democratic centralism. And she gave herself, all of herself, to this party, continues to do it every day. You have no excuses. All right, comrades? Uhuru! Uhuru. So another announcement I did want to make, and I hope Chairman talks about later on, is just something that extraordinary has happened in recruitment and membership, and that is the reconnection of what they call Aboriginals, what we understand as Africans in Australia, into the African liberation, into the African nation. And I just want a round of applause for that. Uhuru. And we are building on Australia and New Zealand as we speak, and I think that is so dynamic and powerful. And I just can't wait for the political educations and Chairman's analysis and going to Australia and speaking to those people, you know, as the leader of the African liberation and welcoming them home. I just think that is just something extremely profound and historic and has never been done. And I just want to salute Chairman Amalia Shatella for telling me that they were Africans. Uhuru. Uhuru. So now we're about to go into our normal report for what is going to be coming to y'all for the year 2017. One moment, let me switch my papers. Here we go. Okay, so as you have, heard, we have comrades everywhere right now, everywhere around the globe, and we are in an amazing position as the party. And so the seeds of the African People's Socialist Party have been planted, but that means nothing if the seeds refuse to grow. We have seeds in North, East, South, and West Africa. We have seeds in Western and Eastern Europe. We have seeds in North, East, South, and West America, United States of America. We have seeds in Canada, seeds in the Caribbean, seeds in Mexico, seeds in South Africa, Azania. We have seeds in Australia, and we have to make sure that those seeds grow. Uhuru. We have to make sure that one cadre becomes three, three becomes a unit, then one unit becomes 3 units, and then 3 units become a region, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. We shall spread and grow and become a powerful and dynamic force. Inside the regions, that is where we can build multiple organizations and multiple economic development and really push forward the liberation of African people. Uhuru. We want an Uhuru house in Australia, y'all. Uhuru. But a seed can only grow with soil, water, and sunshine, right? And a cadre can only grow with recruitment, political education, and doing the work. Uhuru. So we are pushing forward for the year 2017 to grow those things. And I want to welcome to the podium, Jasmine.
Alrighty, so our first initiative, our first campaign that we're going to be doing in 2017 is called My New Year's Resolution is to Join the Revolution. And so this, oh, next slide. Woo. Do I have a button? Okay. All righty. So the mission of this statement is that, millions of people during these months, it's the beginning of the year, the end of last year, are trying to make decisions to better their lives. And so we're going to be reaching out to those Africans who really need to better their lives in a real way, not in an artificial way. So my New Year's resolution to join the revolution will rally Africans from this continent and abroad to stand against. All right. Thank you. All right. To stand against imperialism and to join APSP. This revolution not only creates a better life for the individual, but for the entire African nation. And really, what better resolution can you make than that? All right, so this is important because firstly, everybody's on social media, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Backpage, wherever you're at. The campaign is to meet the masses where they are. So if that's where you're at, no. But we'll meet you there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to meet you there. All right. So, and Africans are looking for a way forward after this 2016 election. So, everybody's in, a little upset or disarray. And, we need to grab those people who are frustrated, who are ready to actually take a stand and change their lives. So that's what we're doing with this campaign. Also, it's catchy, so it's easy to remember, it's easy to post, it rhymes, it's like, whoop, I'll remember that. And then also, this campaign proudly declares that joining APSP is the only way for Africans to truly become revolutionary. Yeah. So, the truly, the only way. All right, so the scope of this work. So we're gonna, we're gonna get in depth. It's not just a hashtag. There's gonna be stuff that has to be done to pull members to the party. So we're gonna publish a script and a template for all party members. This is not just for Norm, just to clarify that, for party members to create videos and upload on social media. So we're gonna send out emails, calls, texts, rallying party members to have at least 2 of their friends and family members also make a video and apply to the party at apspyahoo.org. We're going to create 1 meme a week to share that promotes my New Year's resolution is to join the revolution. And we're also going to put some articles in the Burning Spear explaining the campaign and requesting that readers take on the challenge. So this is going to be on social media, in the newspaper, it's going to be everywhere. And we need y'all help to push that out. So we have some very aggressive goals for this, and that's why we need you guys to really step up to the plate on that. We want to grow the party by 35% in January and February. That's woo-hoo. All right. So the campaign is running January and February. So we have 2 months to get that done, and it's totally possible. It's definitely attainable. We just, got to get it done. And so we also have a goal to attain more party members that are students. So, a lot of youth are on social media, students. It's an easy thing to pass around, especially as we get into later with the student organization we're working on. We want to create a culture of recruitment for the party. I know that we heard Chairman talking about how recruitment is important. And then if you saw in the political report, recruitment is supposed to be mentioned at the beginning of meetings for everybody, not just for Norm. So we need to change that to change the culture of the party. We need to pull everybody in, not just, oh my Gazi. All righty. And we also want to grow the presence of the party on social media. We want to have multiple social media outlets that people are using and that people can come to find the party. Not everybody's on Facebook, not everybody's on Instagram, but half the people will find you somewhere, And we also want to influence the masses in understanding the importance of a revolutionary party. So it's important to draw them in so that we can grow them with that political education. We can grow them by the work that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're planting those seeds. So this campaign is going to help us grow these cadres. We're also going to show the masses that being a member of APSP is something to aspire to become. You know what I'm saying? Like how in those superstitions or whatever y'all has said about, how Jesus went out and you're supposed to live like Jesus. No, we want people to live like APSP revolutionaries. You know what I'm saying? So you be your own Jesus and draw people into the party, be the light, as they say. Anywho, and also this campaign will help to show the history, depth, impact, and valor of APSP. So when we're sending out these scripts, when you're posting for this campaign, post some history, post some of what happened. You know what I'm saying? I just joined the party. That was my New Year's resolution. We need to make that the New Year's resolution for so many people, like weight loss and all that. And FYI, if your New Year's resolution was weight loss, that's an African pledge. You want to be healthy anyway. So you know what I'm saying? So we can make this happen. We can get it done. So
Uhuru, amazing job, comrade. Uhuru. John. Uhuru, so now the next campaign is something that I'm so very excited about because it really is going to take us outside of our homes, outside of in front of our computer screens so much, and back to the people. Uhuru, so I'm so excited to acknowledge Comrade Ajani, who's going to present hashtag Join APSP.
Uhuru. I'm presenting the hashtag Join APSP campaign. We're going to be putting revolution back on the agenda. Hashtag Join APSP will be a movement born in the streets that will be pushed and published on social media to increase the presence of the party on social media platforms. It will take the form of a tabling and canvassing service that will be recorded and published, as well as statuses on social media platforms with the hashtag Join APSP, encouraging Africans to join the party. This campaign will work alongside other NORM campaigns in 2017, such as the My New Year's resolution is to join the Revolution campaign, which was just presented, the tabling service, and the sale of the Little Black Book of Quotations by our chairman, Omali Yeshitala. This will be a party-wide campaign, so it's not just, NORM, it's everybody. The objective of this campaign will be to raise awareness about the party in the streets while simultaneously increasing the party's social media presence. So, we're going to be out there just like, we do normal outreach. We want to really push this hashtag so people, when they do go home, everybody's living digitally now. You got a second life online. So, and remind them get back out in the streets. Yes. This campaign will promote the party to potential applicants both on the ground and over the internet looking for guidance in the crisis of imperialism. You see the situation we got now. I mean, you see the president we about to have. Well, not our president. None of these presidents represent us. The most efficient way to move this campaign forward requires coordination around the times and dates when members will be posting statuses, including the location where the tag is used in order to maximize the chances of getting the tag trending on each social media platform. So that's Twitter, Facebook, that's all, I'm on, so. Scope of the work, scripts for social media posts. We're going to establish dates for the hashtag Join APSP events for members to table and post. A reminder system so all members are alerted on the times and dates that we will be tabling. Instructional email on how to configure the tables. You'll see a little bit of that coming up. Okay, so our goals are to set up tabling schedules pretty much everywhere, but we'll list a few of the places. We got New York, right here in St. Pete, Houston, Huntsville, Oakland, St. Louis, Chicago, Montreal, Nassau, Stockholm, London, Kingston, Port of Spain, Sierra Leone, Occupy Tanzania, greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, the whole. So this next campaign we'll be showing you how to set the tables up. These are the hashtag Join APSP tables, taking the party to the streets. Why should we set up these tables? They are a great and efficient way of getting into contact with the masses and pulling in new members for the party. When they're done the right way and with consistency, they will change the political landscape in your community with African internationalism. You see in the past, with the Panthers, other organizations, one thing they always did was hit the streets. You got to hit the people where they are. You got to meet them where they are. So that's the plan here. No revolutionary political party has been successful without professional and consistent outreach. So we need to be out there for real. Hashtag Join APSP tables will become the most dynamic and devastating weapon recruitment will have against white power. So this will be how we'll set up a solo cadre table. First off, we'll start with flyers. We want to place a stack of flyers on our hashtag Join APSP tables to give our new applicants something to look forward to within the coming days. We're always doing something. Always a meeting, something going on, like an event. So we want to keep people posted on these things. This will hook in new applicants with plans to stay involved instead of it being a one-time event or occurrence. We have a history in the Black Liberation Movement. Some organizations, not this one, obviously, but of mobilizing, but not really organizing. So we want to make sure that we're out there consistently. So we have the Burn and Spear on there. We'll place a stack of Burn and Spear newspapers on our hashtag Join APSP tables to sell to our new applicants the truth about what's really going on in the world, not these, lies that they put out in the bourgeois media, along with articles and stories written by people just like them. It's the Burn and Spear's responsibility to push the non-liberal stories out into the masses to educate and inform us all. So we'll have a computer out there. We'll bring the computer to our hashtag Join APSP tables, so that way we can document all the additional information our applicants might need, while also inserting their data into our files to present political education videos from the chairman and bring that to the masses. We'll also have the questionnaire and application on us. We'll have copies of the APSP questionnaire and application at our hashtag Join APSP tables to get these get the masses into the party as soon as possible. We have to be prepared to pull the masses in at our earliest convenience. So why not right when we meet them? We'll set up a time where they can fill out the Q&A, and also a time where you and the applicant can sit down one-on-one and go over the application to deepen their understanding of what APSP is about and how the party moves and where they best fit. We'll have a sign-up clipboard at the hashtag Join APSP tables to keep a record of everyone we come into contact with at these outreach times. It is vitally important to stay as organized as possible and to struggle for accurate information being filled out onto these forms for reliable contact and attempts. They have the manual that's going to be for the recruiters' own discernment. Also a megaphone. How can people hear you if you don't have an amplification device? You need that, especially for people who might be a little soft-spoken, such as myself. It helps out a little bit. Remember to push chants that present African internationalism with clarity and militancy. And this will be the finished product of the solo cadre table. And this is how we'll set up the two cadre table. The second cadre's role at the table will be to draw the masses in with attention-grabbing propaganda chants and the promotion of materials that individuals can expect to get from revolutionary tables. This includes articles from the Burn and Spear, quotations from Chairman Omali Yeshitela, and videos. Merchandise. We'll also need merchandise at our hashtag Join APSP tables to really make the new applicants and supporters feel like they are part of the party. Books. With the party's reading materials, a new applicant or supporter can take African internationalism home with them. This will deepen their unity with the party and give them the ability to give political education to others as well. And this is the finished product of the two cadre table. It takes two to make a thing go right, as they say.
So I just want to appreciate that. I'm so excited about that, because if you've been in the party for a while, you know that we have a habit of only doing outreach right before an event. Accepted. Okay, so we have to overturn that, right? When these events come, we should already be doing outreach and adding those flyers to the tables that we are already doing on a regular basis, right? And I just want to say that we do want to make this a uniform thing, because after a while, we want the people to know from far away when they look, okay, that's an APSP table, right? So right now we're pushing that everybody use a red tablecloth. We will be having tablecloths available for purchase, Join APSP tablecloths available for purchase very soon, where you can hit us up, purchase it and we can send it to you, but we all want to be very uniform when we're out there to the people, so the people understand who we are and what we're about once we start gaining traction. And these tables are going to be set up at train stations, at bus stops, outside courthouses, wherever there's a lot of Africans set up. We've already been pushing it out. Comrade Oteka has done multiple ones in New York. Uhuru! Yes, and they have been so successful. Also, we have pushed out some in Huntsville. Uhuru! So yes, just amazing. I could talk forever about hashtag Join APSP and the tables, and we're starting the craze of viralness or whatever from the streets, meeting Africans there. Uhuru. So next we have Comrade Muhammadu, who's going to talk to us about the culture of recruitment. Uhuru.
Uhuru, y'all. I'm trying to speak a little slow. Ooh. My bad.
Wrong person. Uhuru, that's going to be next. The next what we have is a campaign that I'm extremely excited for as well. And Aniko is going to say the rest. I'm not going to take too much words out of his mouth. But it's around pushing out the quotations from Chairman Omali Yeshitela, the Little Black Book. Uhuru.
Uhuru, so wait, are we doing the video? Okay, after okay. So before we show the video that I want to present, I just have a short slideshow on our plan. The videos first. Okay, so before I show the PowerPoint, called China Under Mao, and it's basically our plan as the African People's Socialist Party, where we want our Little Black Book to take us. Because as we see with the Chinese Revolution with Mao Zedong, the Red Book was very prominent. Children, adults, everyone's walking around with one. If you weren't, you were sticked, you were disciplined, and we will be doing that. So yeah, they took this book into their heart. They took it into everything they did, and they really made it into who they were, and they really wiped capitalism out for that moment. Yeah, it didn't work out. So yeah, that's where we want to take this book, and this is how we want to have it.
Slide. No, go back. Then you go to quick dash to slide. Wow. You can't see it. Drag it over to the next screen. Drag it over to the next screen. Just from the top bar of the browser. Drag it over. There you go. Testing, testing. Uhuru, comrades. So while this is working, I just want to make an announcement that I am so proud to make. I told you she was fast, right? I told you we we're gonna have that mess in the front fixed real fast, right? Y'all, we is closing up the front because Deputy Chair got them to clean that up today. What? And what? You better work. Touch all, God dang it. Touch all. Woo. She said, I didn't give a dang about no Sunday. Get your behind out here. Hooroo. So they'll be working on that. So we're closing up that area. Is the video about to play soon, comrades? All right, one moment. All right, y'all. So we'll be back up in 2 minutes. Just give us 2 minutes.
Oh my God. I got so ready to stop.
Uhuru, while y'all are waiting, please make sure we have berets and pins for sale at the black table right here, Black Star Industries table. We have berets and pins for sale. Are we ready? Are we ready, Alianza? Communicate with your MC. All right, so if we can get everybody back in, please. Uhuru, Anika, go in there and let everybody know to come. Not Muhammad, Ajani, could you let everybody know we're coming back? Let the chairman, everybody know. Everybody come on back. We got it taken care of. Uhuru. Thank you, Comrade Kabul and Alianza, for overturning that. Thank you. Everybody, please make it back to your chairs. We are, yes. Thank you, 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 thank you. Uhuru! Are y'all excited about recruitment and membership for 2017? Yes! Y'all ready to grow this party? Y'all ready to start a revolution? All right, so remember where we left off. Comrade Aniko introduced this video, Chairman Mao, and the importance of the Little Red Book during the Cultural Revolution. All right, everybody come on in. You got everybody from there?
In the
Okay. All right, play.
aftermath, Mao kept to the side and let the president Liu Shaoqi run the country. Even Mao knew that the economy had to be protected from his revolutionary zeal for the time being. So more cautious targets were set. Large communes were abandoned. Chinese peasants were allowed some land again and could sell their produce in free markets. They were allowed to live as families and return to something near normal life. There were fewer slogans. But Mao was biding his time. He worried his revolution was going off the boil. He saw a privileged bureaucratic class emerging, as had happened in the Soviet Union. He feared the return of capitalism and materialist incentives. He believed China's chance to have a perfect socialist society was passing. Mao's supporters printed a book of quotations from his political speeches and writing and used them as the basis for a new attack on what was called the capitalist road. We still have to wage a protracted struggle against bourgeois and petty bourgeois ideology, said Mao. As he tried to regain power, Mao used a piece of spectacular political showmanship to revive his reputation. To demonstrate his continuing vigor, at the age of 72, he led a mass swim across the river Yangtze. Trying to break the thinking and attitudes of old China, he began with her traditional culture. The 1,000-year-old Beijing opera was singled out as the start of his attack. If it could be changed, then anything could be. 8 new revolutionary plays were written to replace all the old stories of emperors and concubines. Tung Shangling, who once played princes, now took the lead as an officer in the People's Army.
我能拿到了这个角色，由我来演。
I was chosen to play this revolutionary role, and it was a great honor.
很光荣。 我们是灵魂的工程师，我们有一种。
As artists, we were engineers of human souls.
为赚钱吃饭，或者是简单的工作，而是我们有一种责
We
任
didn't
感。
just perform to earn money, but had a serious responsibility to re-educate people.
一定教育作用。我们非常幸福。
We were so happy that Chairman Mao was creatively involved in this opera.
By late 1966, the Great Proletarian Revolution was well underway. The group behind it, led by Mao's wife, and later to be called the Gang of Four, tried to build the Mao cult to new heights. In school, children recited his message to them. In Shanghai, at the number 6 girls' school, Xiao Ailing was the headmistress.
我的同学就感到外态的变化，上海的变化。
The pupils came to realize that all the changes taking place in their families, at school, in Shanghai and China were brought about by Chairman Mao.
毛泽东带给我们的。
Students were used to carry the cultural revolution forward. For the first time, young people were encouraged to attack authority and the old hierarchy of the party. And the advice came from Mao himself. Bombard the headquarters, he said. To rebel is justified. One of the Beijing students who were the first to call themselves Red Guards was Zhang Baojing.
Chairman Mao started the Cultural Revolution to keep up the momentum for change. Everything he said was right. We thought if we follow Mao, we can't go wrong. Only he can lead us from one victory to another.
A succession of huge rallies were held in Tiananmen Square. The master of mass mobilization had shown he could still draw a political response directly from the people. This time it wasn't the peasants in the country who did his bidding. The most educated and energetic generation in China were following his every word. The students felt excited and liberated as never before. An estimated 11 million Red Guards came to see Mao. 15-year-old Zhao Shoujun was presented to him.
那个时候呢，我是直顾的激动，直顾的兴奋。
I was so overwhelmed by the excitement, my mind just went blank. The only thing I wanted to do was to get a good look at Chairman Mao and shake his hand if I got the chance.
我要多握几次毛主席的手，一有机会我就要去跟那个
I shook hands with him 3 times. Because I'd been received by Chairman Mao, millions of Red Guards regarded me with awe.
认为我是也是一个很
When they saw me, they always wanted to shake the hand that Chairman Mao had shaken.
握我毛主席握过的手。
The rising fervor was directed at Mao's rivals, including President Liu Shaoqi and Deng Xiaoping. Banners attacked Pew. Even small children were taught to denounce Liu. The rage was extended to foreign governments, with attacks on Western diplomats in Beijing. Almost anyone who was in power of any kind was denounced as a capitalist roader. The attempt at a state of continuous revolution was impossible to keep up. People craved the return of a more normal, stable life. After 2 years, the army had to be called in to end the factional fighting, restore order, and help to re-establish the party's authority. And the Red Guards were sent to the countryside to cool off and learn from the peasants. But the Cultural Revolution only ended with Mao himself in 1976.
高山在痛哭，大海泪涛涌，惊天动地的噩耗啊，震撼全球。我国各族人民敬爱的伟大领袖毛泽东同志。 于1976年9月9日在北京逝世。
In a bid to keep the country together, the propagandists exploited the scenes of mass emotion on Mao's death. Much of the grief was genuine, and many had seen their lives improve beyond measure. All his charisma hadn't delivered the new society he'd promised.
In our lifetime,
Some lights. Oh, okay.
Let's move forward. Oh, you have to read it.
Oh. Oh, so before I go into the PowerPoint, I just want to sum up the video a little bit. So as you can see in the video, the entire thing was based off of the petty bourgeoisie and the white nationalists who took over the narrative, basically. And so that's why it's very important that Black Power 96 and the Burning Spear and Agitprop, we're ready for this when this happens. And it's a part of the reason why China went back to a capitalist country, because they weren't prepared to lead after the revolution. They can talk about revolution all they want to, but they didn't have a plan afterwards. That's why I'm so glad that Chairman, he laid that out in his political report. So our overview for our plan for the Little Black Book,
So as we all know, the Little Black Book is one of the most important, informative, and revolutionary pieces of literary material any African can ever possess. Such vital pieces of text from Chairman's many political and groundbreaking speeches have been published into a pocket-sized book and should belong with every African alive to properly decode the false propaganda and colonial relationship that the white ruling class and the petty bourgeoisie have with the African poor working class. As the vanguard of the African poor working class, it is our responsibility to organize and decolonize the brains of those poor working class Africans. And with the purchase of this book, it makes this process much more efficient and successful with our objective. Why it's important? One of the strongest forces to exist in this world is the power of knowledge. The state in which the African working class has been reduced to, which is not knowing who they are, where they're from, or what their culture is, has played a major part in keeping the parasitic system of capitalism afloat. With the distribution of these little black books, it will put us one step closer towards the liberation of Africa and her descendants. And before you go to the next slide, I just really want to highlight in the video how even the kids, even the young people, they were making it theirs. You know, they don't know much and they weren't given much to think about, but all they knew was that revolution had to happen. You know, it's because their parents and their elders, they were pushing it onto them. And that's how we have to be with those kids upstairs. And I really wish that they had a plan for post-revolutionary agendas and everything like that, because China could have been easily liberated by now, but you know, the petty bourgeoisie did take over and they ended up recolonizing China, and we're not gonna let that happen, are we? Ooh, so next slide. Our goals for 20, Yes. So our goals for 2017 are long-term. We're gonna have 5,000 books sold by the end of the year. Short-term goals, we're gonna have 2,000 sold by the end of July. And to do that, we're gonna have 3 to 4 by each party member every month and 1 to 2 sold by each party member every week. And we know that liberalism is a struggle within the party, so we're making it kind of easy for you. Okay. It's not a laughing matter, but still. Okay, so I took some excerpts from the Little Black Book based on what I got out of it. The first one is, African internationalism is a theory of practice. One cannot be an African internationalist by simply holding onto various abstract principles. A distinguishing characteristics of African internationalism is the fact that it is not a theory to explain the world, but to change it. African internationalism is a theory with a plan. Basically, y'all see what Black Lives Matter doing, y'all see what everybody else is doing, and it's not bringing about change, it's bringing about feelings, basically. Like, Black Lives Matter whole thing is fighting racism and combating what the white people think about us, and you know, what their, basically how capitalism makes them think about us. And that's not gonna do anything, that's not gonna turn on resources, that's not gonna liberate Africa, and that's not gonna, you know, really show us the real way, which is African internationalism. The second one is, we do not have access to our Africa. We cannot have access to our Africa as long as these imperialist imposed borders separate us. Basically, you got all these black people saying, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican, I'm from Barbados, all that stuff. You're African, okay? And just the borders of Africa, and they don't really change who you are. And when we put these bases and we put these forces in Africa, we really want to just use this book to unite everybody, because clearly that's not the case. You have, you know, such factionalism going on, and the book will really help us to really just put things back into structure with the Little Black Book. Oh, that's it? Oh, okay.
Uhuru. Now next we have Comrade Muhammadu. Uhuru.
Uhuru, y'all. So I've been informed by my leadership that I do need to make this a little quicker than we expected. So just so y'all know. All right. So we will be organizing a party-wide recruitment drive. This means that The mission is that we get every single party member engaged in recruitment. The chairman said it himself. Recruitment is key. We need every single one of you in this room to be talking to someone about joining the party, not just about the party, what the party does, what our goals are, what our politics are, literally trying to get them to join the party. Struggle with them. Why aren't you joining the party? Continuous daily recruiting as a basic task for each unit and each individual member of the party. We need party members to see themselves as recruiters and organizers. According to the APSP, we can skip that. This campaign will work to put into practice the idea that every single party member needs to be focusing on recruitment. Next slide. Why it's improvement? Why it's important. As I said, as the chairman said, recruitment is key. Maximizing recruitment and membership is one of the most important things that the party is responsible for. That's why we have our events. That's why we founded organizations. That's why we do things to get people into the organization. Scope of the work. So Norm is requesting that every single member report to their leadership how many party members that they have recruited on a weekly and monthly basis. Yes. This will continue on. Once leadership has processed how many people you recruited, we will be receiving paperwork from your leadership about how your office unit members are doing on recruiting. Members will be expected to put in at least 4 applicants per month. That's 1 applicant per week. You literally just have to talk to 5 people and try and get one of them to join, and I guarantee you, out of those 5 people that week, 1 of them will come with you. One of them will come with you. All right, y'all, our goal is to win freedom. Our goal is to have an army of cadre, and without an army, we can't have an army of cadre. So, to create a culture of recruitment in all of our organizations, our goal is to create a culture of recruitment in all of the organizations. Each member needs to get at least 4 to 5 people per month to apply to the party, and the Norm office would be pushing offices to hold them accountable to this stat. Failure to accomplish this goal goes against party principle. Failure to accomplish this goal goes against party principle. Failure to accomplish this goal goes against party principle. Hooroo. And of course, you know, we had to have some sort of incentive. So we will be administering prizes. Now, there will be a monthly announcement of the party member who has recruited the most people. So look out for that. Everybody will hear you. There will be a party-wide recognition of this member. That means everybody will know that you are the best recruiter for that month. And some of the prizes may include party gear. Look out for that. That's not me. Oh, well. But yeah, hooroo. That's my presentation.
Hooroo. All right, now lastly is our 2 organizations that we will be pushing out. And this is a plan that the party has actually been working for a while now and has a long history, is the African National Prison Organization that will be led by Comrade Ajani. Hooroo!
Uhuru. This is the African National Prison Organization campaign. As Ghazi said, I will be spearheading that. Why it's important. Today, mass incarceration is the largest vehicle used by American imperialism to disrupt, destroy, and subordinate the lives of African people to its will. The United States currently has the largest prison population in the world. Approximately 12 to 13% of the American population is African, but yet Africans make up 37% of prison inmates. So that's ridiculous. So you can see there's a concerted effort. African women are currently the largest rising population being incarcerated. So, you know, I guess I'll be working with ANWO. We have a quote here from Ho Chi Minh. When the prison doors are open, the real dragon will fly out. AMPO aims to resolve the contradiction that mass incarceration presents as an assault on the African working class. We'll be mobilizing and organizing around prison, and that must be understood as a vital base for recruitment into the revolution. Behind prison walls are stationary and highly concentrated populations of Africans who can be guided to organize, build, and fight for the revolution to liberate the African working class. The scope of our work: we're looking to draft a manual, create a committee. So I'm looking at y'all, whoever in here, you know, you're interested, you know what to look for. Create a social media presence and raise funds. Goals: we'll be establishing an independent AMPO committee by May 2017. We'll be drafting a plan of action. We'll be publishing the plan of action by June 2017. We're going to host 2 AMPO events by the end of the year and establish a strong social media presence. And we want to send a special shout out and salute to Comrade Chris Williams. He's a party member. Party member and political prisoner on the other side of the wall. So we definitely gonna have him doing some work. And he's going to, you know, the aim ultimately is to turn these institutions into institutions of higher learning for the revolution. Yes.
So I just want to be self-critical because I didn't really highlight the real reason why China went back to capitalism. The real reason China went back to capitalism is because the same reason the Soviet Union did, was because capitalism is afloat because Africa is colonized. And until Africa is not colonized, until we have access to our resources, until we are liberated, then capitalism will never, ever die. Ooh.
Who are y'all? This is our last presentation. So as Comrade Ghazi mentioned, this is the second organization that we will be founding this year, AISO, the African International Student Organization. Internationalists, my fault. So AISO will be a powerful tool to turn the tides turn the tides in our favor against colonialism in the field of higher education. At all the universities and colleges on the campuses, African people are being trained in petty bourgeoisie ideology. AISO will recruit students to unite under the banner of African internationalism. AISO students will struggle with administration and fellow students to garner the support, resources, and capital for the party on college, universities, and campuses. So, why it's important. In this crisis of imperialism, recruiting forces with access to higher education is extremely important. Student recruits can provide a platform and location for party events, funnel funds to the party through student organizations and events, and provide party members access to databases and libraries. The scope of the work. So, just as with AMPO, we have to create a manual. We have to establish AISO on a college campus. We have to contact student members who are interested in building this organization on their college campuses. We have to establish a timeline for the logistics of establishing an AISO on your college campus. We need to establish a check-in system with the students who have volunteered to do this. And we have to archive the paperwork for students founding their AISO on their campus so that we can keep track of the history of these student organizations, what they're doing, how they're funneling the funds, etc. Finally, we need to create a Google Doc for African students who are interested in founding a revolutionary organization on their college campus so that it's not just students who are in the party, students who are actually outside of the party who want to do work, want to do revolutionary work, can come to us and learn how to do this. Uhuru. So our goals are to establish at least 3 AISO organizations on 3 separate college campuses by the end of 2017 and successfully host 3 AISO recruitment events on a college or university campus. Uhuru, we are winning.
Uhuru, round of applause for the National Office of Recruitment Membership, my comrades. Uhuru. Uhuru, now we want to open up for questions and answers really shortly. Uhuru. So we can start setting up the mic over here, or come up to the podium. Uhuru.
Just come up to the podium. First of all, Uhuru, that was a wonderful presentation from the National Office of Recruitment and Membership. I'm excited about there being a team so that more people we can get to be recruited into the membership of the party. My question basically was for Mohamedou, the last thing that you said, so do we have a target for the schools that we want to target for recruitment? So I think before the end of the year, like the names of the schools. I think that would be helpful.
To answer your question, we have not established specific schools that we will be targeting as of this moment. I know that we will be founding one on my college campus before the end of the year, so that is for sure. Hampshire College campus in Western Massachusetts, Amherst, Massachusetts. My college might sound a little familiar to some of y'all because we were on national news recently. We were the college that took down the American flag and burned it, and Donald Trump tweeted us, so you know that's us. But yeah, we will be founding that on our student organization, and I mean, it's a petty bourgeoisie, extremely white leftist institution, bunch of anarchists. You know, they want to compete about who's the most leftist, whatever. But we can get that money, so yes. But yeah, to answer your question, we do not have specific colleges or universities that we're going to be targeting just yet because we're looking to find students within the party for the moment, but we will be getting back with that.
Uhuru, Kashama Sankofa. I have a question for Ghazi. I heard you mention Australia and New Zealand, and there's currently a situation going on in New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, where the Africans there, have been pretty much annihilated, genocide by the government that has colonized them. I'm not sure, which country it is. Indonesia, thank you. And I want to know, do you guys have your sights set on that, since it is in that same area, South Pacific, and they're pretty much the same people?
Uhuru, great question. In short answer, we have our sights on wherever there's a breathing African on the planet of the earth. Uhuru, we will recruit you.
Uhuru, I really want to appreciate the report, and such an exciting report. And I was just thinking about the plenary last year and just seeing how the party is revolving. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I just really want to salute all you comrades. But my question was about, so I know like in St. Louis, in the St. Louis area, Deputy Chair came in and, she helped us really understand the strategy of like party life and having fractions of the party. And so I know in the Midwest we're growing. And so I wanted to know like if Norm see like a region for the Midwest area, because since we have just very shortly had our fraction in St. Louis, it really helped like all the work and all the different, 4 feet, Adisa, myself, and Unique, like really help us say like how we're going to move the work forward in St. Louis. So I think fraction meetings is important, and to have those in different areas, and then the fraction meeting, because like Chicago is really a area where the party needs to grow more and impede and just work, period. And I think it would really help the development to really have that kind of, I don't know the word that I want to use. Yeah, if that's the word. Sorry. And then another thing is, what is it called? Mini intensives, like having mini intensives in these different regions for development, because it just helped. Like, we didn't have a mini intensive. We had a mini intensive. That's kind of what helped me develop, and all of us that was in the area in St. Louis, Ferguson. And I know the Northeast region had one last year. So like in 2017, do we see more of the mini intensives Uhuru.
Some of those questions are not questions that Norm can answer alone. Norm ordinarily would not have the responsibility of establishing the regions and things like that. Norm would have a responsibility of pushing the regions to make sure recruitment happens in those regions. The problem is that that's something that Secretary General and or someone who is over the organization of itself. Right now, we will probably see Norm working with some other departments in the party to make that happen, and particularly probably my office or some other, part of the party. And I think that, what was the last thing you mentioned? The intensive. That's ordinarily the intensive stuff is stuff that Agitprop would be responsible for. And Agitprop would be working closely with Norm, identifying places where, especially where we see like an influx of membership in a particular area, particular region. We know that we have to do party schools for new party members and things like that. That's the thing that keeps the organization tight and committed to a common kind of trajectory. So a lot of what you're asking, Norm is, I just want to say it was an incredible report. Ghazi, yeah. Yeah, that was, you've begun to give real coherence to the whole process of recruitment and membership. That was an extraordinarily important report. And I want to be in on the development of ANPO and IESO. That's going to be really important. But I'm really impressed. I'm impressed with this team. I'm impressed with what you pulled together. It's really a coherent kind of process, and you've given coherence to the whole issue of recruitment. And one other thing, I just wanted to mention that it's going to be important. One of the things about the IESO work is that it gives us the opportunity to raise the level of ideological activity within our party and within the African nation as a whole. Students are normally on a campus engaged in intellectual work, intellectual activity. When they're not watching cartoons or hanging out at the student union building and what have you, I mean, that's what they go there for. They're wide open in terms of ideas and what have you. And to get students involved in dealing with theory, students are more likely to be able to embrace and work with theory, things like that. That's really important. And they will bring that into the party. They will bring that throughout the African nation. They will be really good at helping to do that. And the other thing about students is it gives us on these campuses an opportunity for an ongoing drafting of young people into the revolutionary project. And the students who right now, they graduate out of the revolution. Do you know what I mean? They go to school and join something black, and they're there until they graduate, and then they go their own Uncle Thomas way. But the thing about doing this, it gives us a permanent presence, and they graduate from the campus to wherever the party takes them. They become a wing of the party. So I just think that's really important. And the students offer us just an incredible pool of recruitment. You've got all of these people who are in these concentrated areas, and they have been put there, whether they are aware of it or not, for the purpose of reproducing the petty bourgeoisie and reproducing petty bourgeois ideology. That's where purpose is. But the problem is that the bourgeoisie cannot give the students anything beyond the campus. They make promises, but there is no future for the petty. There's no future. There are no recruiters waiting for you to take you into these major corporations and stuff like there used to be. So students, they want a future, and we can take them revolutionary philosophy that shows them a revolutionary future, and they can be somebody in a free Africa. So that's just going to be an incredibly important thing. So I just thought it was a great presentation, and not just because people talk well, and that happened too, because it's really taken on a critical area of the needs of the party. It's splendid. Thank you so much, comrades, all of you. Yeah.
Uhuru, Chairman said everything I want to say, but I just want to really just appreciate this report and Ghazi, how you have really just took all the, the things that the chairman and the party has laid out and really start to build your office to capacity and really develop your forces, so they can really go out and really bring people in. Because I remember back in, I think, 2015, the OPOPOD was the first thing on the list was recruit, recruit, recruit. And I think that this still has to be at the top of everybody's agenda. So I really appreciate everything that you've laid out. One of the things that I was wondering about was the whole question of the tabling, getting out in the streets, and how you see that in conjunction with the NTU program that, that we do here every Tuesday, a Wednesday, and then how are we going to pull in like AMWO, NPDUM, and Southeast and Northeast regions into this process, because they have to be in this process in order to build out and bring people into the work. Also, I wanted to know about, like the whole question of the manuals and the POAs. I don't want you to go out and try to, because a lot of that stuff we already done, we already have. So I really want you to reach out to Uhuru Tours, my office, and we also have a recruitment outreach manual that was produced back in for the cadre intensive. So these are tools that we already have. All you got to do, you guys, is really ask for those documents and then make it your own, and then the whole question of how you see like my department, the economic department, because a lot of stuff we do already, with recruitment, with the volunteer program. How do you see ODC really participating, because we have institutions that we run on a daily basis. So it's, we recruit within those institutions, and how you see us, helping to make that happen. Uhuru.
And before you come forward, like there's already an annual as well. We're talking about mass and group recruitment. The women's question offers us an opportunity. So how do you see your department working with annual to bring, like a whole bunch of women into political organization, political life? And also talking about the culture of recruitment. It's great when you talk about members having a responsibility, but the regions as an organization, as part of the structure, has a responsibility. And that's something we're going to be really pushing on, because that's the testimony of whether or not you're a regional leader or not, is whether you're bringing people, whether there are organizations happening in that region where people are coming into the party. And I think that somehow your recruitment plan needs to reflect a requirement that's structured for leaders, where regions have to take that on, and working with local party organizations. That has to be something that we give a lot of attention to. I mean, Norm will have to work with other areas of the party, because there needs to be, we're recruiting people mostly into our infrastructure right now. But we need to recruit people who are going to be setting up these organizations in these communities all around this country, and they're going to have to be recruiting, and that somehow that's going to end up having to be factored into your recruitment projections. And I don't know if you're going to be able to do that right now, but certainly that is something that we're going to have to be able to do. How many people, because most recruits should be coming from contact that people have with somebody in the party. But right now it's mostly infrastructure that we're creating, but that's where we're going to have to, that's where we're moving toward, Uhuru.
Uhuru. I just want to first say that I appreciate the leadership of Chairman Amalia Shatella and Deputy Chair and, of the National Central Committee, and for really laying this out for me and my comrades, and really, leading us all the way. All of the things that we have laid out, really, like Deputy Chair said, has already come from the party, has already been laid out. It's just that we're not doing it and we're not pushing it out. So that's what we have taken, is things that have already been in the works or have been there but have not been tackled for many different reasons, liberalism. But we are grappling with it and putting processes around it to streamline it and push it forward. And I just appreciate, Chairman just being available for us and his leadership being available for us, because he's extremely busy, but understands that these things are important and need to be pushed out in the cadre way. And just to have that availability, to Chairman Ajani Muhammadu, use it, and to call his office and have these meetings and pull Chairman into it. And I really appreciate that. And even around the whole question of, mass recruitment and stuff like that, that was something that was presented to us by the NTU Brigade plan of action and manual, and really giving Norm the opportunity to lead mass organizations in recruitment. And that's why we will be meeting with mass organizations on a regular basis and institutions on a regular basis to study the NTU Brigade program of how to bring in recruits, how to make them into members, how to grow your institutions and how to grow your mass organizations, and how that how that is tied into the parties table is that the parties table also needs to represent all of our institutions and organizations in a brochure that we're going to have to create, and that it does become, a must that we have the NTU flyers available there on the parties table to let people know, okay, you're not interested in joining the party, you can't do this, but we have this available for you. We have this event every Wednesday, down the street that we can invite you to come to. And through the meeting with mass organizations on a regular basis, we're gonna, other contradictions are gonna be exposed that we can overturn and push forward recruitment for all the mass organizations and institutions under the African People's Socialist Party. Uhuru. That's it? Okay, uhuru. So thank you, Norma Office, uhuru. So y'all can go back now. Take the chairs, take the chairs. Oh, where were they? Oh, where were the chairs? And we have to make sure that, I want to make sure that the aisles are clear, Chairman, you can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere, Chairman. It's something special. You gotta hold it. Okay. You might move this way a little bit. Okay, everybody gotta get it. If you are on a table or anything, please get over here. All right, so. Huh? Oh, clear the aisles, everyone, clear the aisles. All right, so everyone clear the aisles, clear the aisles. If you are, Otika, you are never in your seat. Get in your seat, comrade. Discipline, comrade, discipline. All right, so we need everyone in their seats. Photography, if you can photography, over here. Oh, yeah, you want to stay out the way, keep the aisles clear. Our next culture, this ties into recruitment and membership, because throughout membership of this year, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed no tears, but with, just like I was talking about the Africans in Australia who have been welcomed home, a large group of the African nation that has experienced isolation has been welcomed home by Chairman Amalia Shatella, and that is Africans who are same gender loving, trans and non-binary, uhuru. I'm trying to look away from Chairman. Chairman don't always criticize me on my videos, but sometimes does. But this video, he raised a criticism, and it was a video where, I was being attacked by a lot of, Black nationalists, people who bash homosexuals and stuff like that in the Black cultural community. And I made a video and I said, if you try me, my boyfriend Shango gonna whoop your behind, blah, blah, blah. And Chairman criticized that and said, no, comrade, if they touch one hair on your head, the African nation gonna whoop they behinds. And Chairman has shown us true love and true acceptance in seeing Africans for who we truly are, which are Africans and colonized people. And I just love him. I love my comrades. I love my leadership. I love all of y'all. And being in this organization, sometimes I forget that I'm, same gender loving, because I'm African so much, you know what I mean? And I'm one of y'all so much. And this party is the future for African people, all African people, to experience this. Our job is to take this that we experience every day in this building and just spread it around the world, spread it around Africa, spread revolutionary love. And the only dividing line is, are you with the oppressor or with the oppressed? Chairman has shown me, SGL and non-binary and trans comrades, a love that we don't even get from our own family members, our own mothers, our own fathers, even our own friends in our community, because we don't know how to love each other as African people, period. And that's not just a same-gender loving contradiction, that's a contradiction of all African people. And, you know, yeah, this is the future, y'all. And that's what we're pushing forward. That line, you know, and I've seen him do it and seen the barrage of people come at him for it, you know, try to slander his name for it, where they see pictures of him in Europe, tear the pictures down, pushed away the burning spears, and he says, no, comrades, forward. We're on the right side of the question with this. We're not backing up and we're not compromising. And I've never experienced that kind of love before. I've never experienced that kind of defense before from my African people. And that experience, that life, is what is necessary for each African person, African man, African woman, and African child. We need that every day in our lives. We need Chairman O'Malley Shatellas every day in our lives telling us that the only thing wrong with us is that we're colonized. Uhuru. So, as a community that's now in the African liberation community, we wanted to give a gift to the chairman and a gift to our fellow comrades and the African same-gender loving and non-binaries and trans peoples, Africans, you know, when our families and communities start to figure out, you know, who we are, you know, they kick us out, plain and simple. I was kicked out of my own home and we go into the streets, right? And we have to do things, different kind of things to survive. Y'all call it, you know, scamming, we call it stunting. And y'all call it horizontal violence, we call it gooping the girls. Y'all call it credit fraud, we call it wanding. And, but we are pushed on into the streets, and a lot of the times, older same-gender loving Africans who, you know, have more access to some resources, build houses and welcome, you know, the poor working class, young same-gender loving and trans and non-binary people into their homes. And that has created different communities or houses. So y'all have gangs, cliques, we got houses. And in the houses, at first the houses would fight each other for resources and stuff like that, and you know, blocks and different, this is your area, this is my area. And then we came up with, you know what, we're just not fighting type of girls. We, you know, we are performers and artists and stuff like that. So we created something called the ball scene. And it's not the regular balls you used to with the bow ties and the dresses. It is, you know, poor and class Africans going to these stadiums and warehouses at 2 a.m. at night and not leaving until like 7 a.m. And they are dancing and performing and competing with each other. Now here's where the socialism comes. So you represent your house, right? So you have houses of Africa, yes, there's a House of Africa, and a House of Ebony, and you have their best dancer against the House of Ebony's best dancer, and they'll go at it, right? And whoever wins, you know, the people decide, the judges decide who wins, and from that winner, you get the resources that everybody gave, giving $5 or $10 to come into the ball, and you take those resources to your house. And here comes the democratic centralism. The mother or father of that house decides how best those resources are distributed amongst the house, depending on who needs it the most and where it needs to go the most. So, yeah. So with that, I'm introducing my comrades, Kristen, who is a member of the African Socialist Party, and Karan, who is part of a house here in St. Petersburg, Florida, and showing my comrades of culture of the African same-gender loving, trans, non-binary, poor, and working class. Uhuru! Round of applause. Thank you so much. Uhuru. Yes. Uhuru. You want to clap? Uhuru. Uhuru. I think we've made some genies irritated, Chairman. It looks like African culture to me too, Chairman. Chairman said he thought I was going to present some same-gender loving culture. He said that's African culture. Uhuru. Uhuru. So now we'll be going to our next report. That is a very important report, and I'm so excited that y'all are riled up and keep that energy, because it is something that is so important and imperative in the party, especially as we are growing and more people are finding out about us. We are getting millions and millions of views and clicks every week because of the success of Timber. Yes. So we're going to talk about security, y'all, and security is so important.